morning, everybody. Welcome back to the PCBC, Pennsylvania College Basketball Court. I am your judge, Noah Sipauer. We return for episode 9 of this series. Anyways, we're going to look at a recap from Wednesday night's performance against Pitt-Johnstown. Then we're going to go over the games from Wednesday in the PSAC. And then we're going to look at our preview matchups for tomorrow and IEP's matchup with Edinboro. Let us get started with something that actually just got brought up yesterday at 1 o'clock exactly yesterday. Ethan Porterfield was named, listed as part of IEP's had representation of the Bevo Francis Award. He was listed as a top 100 candidate earlier this season. Now only 50 names are left on that list, and he is now. And Ethan Porterfield is indeed a part of that list of the Bevo Francis' top 50 watch list, which was announced on Thursday. Again, this is the 8th straight year that IEP has had a player on the list. Shawndale Jones and Dave Morris were part of it last season, in addition to Armani Foster in 2019-2020 and 21-22 seasons. And then Jacobo Diaz made it 3 consecutive years from 2017 to 2019. And Brandon Norfleet was on that list in 2016. Again, this award is presented annually to the players who had the finest overall season with college basketball. And considerations will be statistics, individual achievements, awards, personal character, and team achievements. Porterfield is arguably, and I would say he's top 3 for sure right now, pretty much in the clear. Porterfield is arguably the most decorated player in IEP's history, posting a combined record of 110-16, 873 winning percentage since the 2018-19 season, which was his freshman year. 2019-20 freshman year. And that also includes a 3-game stint during the COVID 2020-21 season. He's played out in 123 out of a possible 126 games in his career. A remarkable accomplishment despite battling injury and illness during his time at IEP. The Sharon native has racked up numerous awards during his career, such as being the PSAC West Freshman of the Year in his freshman season in 2019-20. He was part of the All PSAC West first team in the 21-22 season. He was in the NABC All-Region team in the 21-22, which he most likely will be on that list again, along with being a first-team member of the All-PSAC West. The Atlantic Region Tournament MVP, he has been nominated. He has won this award twice in the 2021-22 season, and again, he did it in the then the PSAC Tournament MVP. He's a 2-time defending recipient of this award. He did it in 2022 and 2023. He's been a key role in the team's overall run to an unprecedented success, which has led to 3 straight PSAC West regular season titles and 3 PSAC straight championships, 4 overall. That and also would include the PSAC shortened 2020-21 COVID season. Still counts as 4 straight. IEP also won the Atlantic Region. He continues to improve history. In his last game, which we'll get to in a moment, he passed my good friend Jacobo Diaz for second all-time in scoring. He is 3rd in career field goals made, but will most likely be second tomorrow. He's only 1 shy of Derek Freeman, and he's 49 from being the all-time field goals made leader in program history. He's 3rd in blocks at 157, 5th in rebounding at 835. This season, he ranks 5th in scoring at 18.9 points per game, 2nd in rebounds at 9 exactly, 9.0 rebounds per game, 2nd in double-doubles at 10, and he's 5th in three-point field goals made at 57 overall in the season. 2024 marks the 8th year of the Bevo Francis Awards. IEP has actually won this award, has been nominated for this award in each of its first 8 seasons. Some of the notable names, the following coaches. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know if they had the list. Actually, I'll probably just check that now while I have a few moments. Porterfield will most likely represent IEP in the East-West Senior All-Star Game in Evansville following the conclusion of the 2024 NCAA Division II basketball tournament. I'm just trying to see the list. Okay, so the top 25 will be announced on March 15th. So about a month from now, we'll see who's on the list. All right, here we go. Notable names on the list heading into this. Just looking to see if there's any players from the Atlantic region. Okay, KJ McClurg, not a surprise there. Joshua Mahafo, no surprise there. Joe Valerie, who we saw earlier this season from Point Park, no surprise there. And Ethan Porterfield, also no surprise. So 4 guys out of the Atlantic region are on that list. So yeah, KJ McClurg, Joshua Mahafo, Joe Valerie, and Ethan Porterfield on that list. Yeah, that's the list. That's pretty much what I wanted to see for the list. Was any guys from the Atlantic region? No surprise that McClurg, Mahafo, Valerie, and Porterfield are on that list. 4 of the best players in the Pittsburgh area for sure. Recaps. Let's go to this matchup between Pitt-Johnstown and IEP for Valentine's Day 2024. Pitt-Johnstown traveled into this game, finally winning its first game of the season, or not of the season, the first game in quite a while. They traveled up north on PA 56, heading to the town of Indiana. Pitt-Johnstown got outscored by IEP in the first half, 48-26. In the first half, Pitt-Johnstown shot 11 of 27 from the floor, which is not bad, 40.74%, 2 of 8 from 3, 25%, and hit both their free throws in the first half. IEP shot 17 of 35 from the floor in the first half, 48.57%. Here's where things got interesting. 3-point range, 6 of 15, 40%, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 88.89%. It's very good numbers, which we'd like to see IEP continuing to try to improve from the free throw line. In the second half, Pitt-Johnstown shot 11 of 30 from the floor, 36.67%. And they shot 3 of 13 from 3, 23.08%. And then 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 66%. IEP shot 11 of 32 from the floor, 34.38%. 4 of 16 from 3, 25%. And 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 75%. And in the second half, the score was identical. Both teams tied at 29 points each in the second half. Overall, Pitt-Johnstown, 22-57 from the floor, 38.6%. 5 of 21 from 3, 23.8%. For the number 3-point scoring team in the conference, that's definitely impressive that IEP played well on them. 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 75%. IEP, 28 of 67 from the floor, 41.8%, 32.3% from 3, hitting 10 out of 31 3-point field goal attempts. 11 of 13 from the free throw line, 84.6%. That would have been nice to have against Gannon, but unfortunately that was not the case. But IEP wins by 22 points, winning 77-55. IEP improves to 15-8, finally on the winning track after a 2-game losing streak against the 2 Erie County teams of Gannon and Mercyhurst. 15-8 on the season, 12-5 in conference play. Pitt-Johnstown 6-18 on the season, 4-14 in conference play. Stat lines. Pitt-Johnstown, Vinny Caccini, guy that I expect was going to probably play a lot more minutes since Andrew Shaw had transferred out of Pitt-Johnstown, was their leading scorer, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Shot 7 of 11 from the floor. Andy Zucchelli, team's number 1 scorer with Andrew Shaw out of Pitt-Johnstown. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 1 of 8 from 3 and 4 of 13 from the floor, so not a good performance for him. See, Nick Watts off the bench, 8 points, shot 25% from the floor, 25% from 3, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Elijah Seckler, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Will Kromka, the brother of UPJ legend JPK, John Paul Kromka, 26 minutes played, shot 2 of 6 from the floor, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. 14 turnovers for Pitt-Johnstown, and 35 rebounds. IEP actually out-rebounded Pitt-Johnstown in this game, so that's the first. We haven't seen that in a while. Pitt-Johnstown, or IEP, out-rebounded them 40-35. They only had 7 turnovers compared to Pitt-Johnstown's 14. IEP, their number 1 scorer, and he had an absolute field day. Ethan Porterfield, and it wasn't even close because the next highest scorer had 21 less points than Ethan. Porterfield, again, made history as he passed Jacobo Diaz for second all-time in scoring, sitting at 1,769 points, exactly right. At the moment, he is 180 points away from tying IEP legend Darrell Webb for first all-time in scoring with 1,949 points. I think IEP has a chance to make Ethan Porterfield to make history. I think he has a chance to do it if they make a deep playoff push. That's going to be the key. Ethan Porterfield had 33 points, career high. He's averaging 32 points a game in his last 2 games. So, yeah, he's definitely trying to push to make history. 80% from the floor. He went 12 of 15 from the floor, hit all 3 of his 3-point field goal attempts, and all 6 of his free throw attempts. Only 4 rebounds and 1 assist. So crazy, he actually scored more than he usually does compared to his rebounding. You would think he'd be like a 20-10 rebound guy for this game, but no. Definitely a huge performance for Ethan Porterfield. Bryce Radford was the number 2 scorer. He shot 3 of 14 from 3 and 3 of 15 from the floor overall. Hit all 3 of his free throw attempts on a missed 3-pointer. 12 points, 0 rebounds, 1 assist. Garvin Clark was pretty dang close to having what would have been a rare quadruple-double. Kind of not really, but we'll go with it. Garvin Clark, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals in 39 minutes. 5 of 14 from the floor, did not make any of his 3-point attempts out of 4 attempts. He missed all 4. KJ Rhodes, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Jalen Stewart, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist in 24 minutes. Josh Pedno, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in 14 minutes. Sarp Furton, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 23 minutes. Tamir Brooks in 8 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Dolan Waldo and Jordan Lambert got time to play in this game. Dolan Waldo had 1 point, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. And Jordan Lambert got a rebound and missed his only field goal attempt. So overall, very good game from IEP. They definitely rebounded back from their unfortunate loss, their fortunate comeback, falling short from last Saturday against Shannon. Looking at the games from Wednesday, Mansfield, man, they absolutely dominated this game over Shippensburg. I felt confident they were due for a win, and they came to play. 102-85 was the final. Let's see. Yeah, Siraj Ali was their number 1 scorer, 18 points. They had 5 guys in double digits. And they will talk about how that game affects the standings in the PSAC East. Millersville and Shepherd, a game I watched after the IEP game pretty much got out of hand. I was watching a little bit of Millersville and Shepherd, and the next game we'll be talking about here in a moment. Millersville beating Shepherd in double overtime, 87-83. Jaden Faulkner with 23 points for Millersville. Carson Poffenberger with 29 and 10 for Shepherd. It was a really good game. It went back and forth. They were hitting really good clutch shots in that game. However, they are not the biggest dud of the weekend of this Valentine's Day. Well, yeah, you know what? It might be a tie. Nah, you know what? I'm going to be bold. Let's go with East Stroudsburg as the biggest loser of Wednesday. Congratulations to the East Stroudsburg Warriors. 2 of their 3 losses in the PSAC this season came to one team. my good friend from BC3's alumni, Lock Haven University. Bald Eagles won a huge game on home court at the Thomas Fieldhouse, upsetting the number 10 team in the country, 74-69. Justice Schultz had 19 points in all 40 minutes played. They left Lakeem McKaylee, who's been their number one scorer the whole season, to only 7 points, and he only played 12 minutes in that game. So, huge win for Lock Haven to have another statement win. Westchester barely beats Kutztown by 5. IEP, of course, winning by 22. Cal embarrassing Clarion by 29. That was not a surprise. I knew this one was going to be my pick of the day. KJ McClurg, 22 points. Zion Collins, 17 points. How about Donald Whitehead Jr., former Hickory superstar? He ended up scoring 17, and he's actually starting right now. That's kind of surprising, to say the least. Keith Pallick III wasn't even in their starting lineup. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he plays a big role in playing against Ethan in 2 weeks. Edinboro beating Mercyhurst. Congratulations, Mercyhurst. You suck. I don't care. You beat us in double overtime. You guys suck. You got swept by Mercyhurst for the first time in over a decade. For a team that had lost 13 straight matchups to Mercyhurst, they swept the season series. They beat Mercyhurst 66-62. Planutis had 19 points, 8 rebounds. Jack Gallagher was their number one scorer with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Bernie Blunt, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Another disappointing game for Mercyhurst. They just continue to disappoint. And then Gannon beating SRU 94-91. Man, 2 really good matchups. Unfortunately, SRU's lost both the games. I think they were by 5 points, and then this one was by only 3. So this could be a quarterfinals matchup we see coming March 6th. I think that's when the quarterfinals will start. It will go March 4th is the opening round. March 6th is the I can't think today. March 6th, the quarterfinals of the PSAC. March 9th would be the semifinals, hosted by the highest ranked seed out of the quarterfinals. So that would mean if IEP would maintain the 3 seed, they would have to beat Cal, and if Gannon loses to SRU, that's how IEP can host the PSAC semifinals and the conference championship game. I think that would actually be something I actually could see happen. SRU's played really well against Gannon this season. 94-91 was the final in that game. SRU's leading scorer was DC native Jomo Goings. 10 of 13 from the floor and 5 of 6 from 3. Maseo Austin, 15 points. Luke Howes, 14 points. Ike Herster, former Gannon Knight, 11 points. Sheikh Samora off the bench, 17 points. Gannon, Mahafa, 22 points. Tarek James hit both with free throws to beat IP, 14 points. Tipton, 13. Matana, 13, and Shelton with 10. Standings. Now, this is where things will get really, really interesting. Because there was a couple changes that happened the other day. And it's actually really interesting. We're going to be talking about this in just a second. So let's look at the East. Really one significant change, because it's kind of crazy to think of this. We have a 3-way tie for first place in conference play at 14-3 overall. East Stroudsburg somehow leads the way, despite Lock Haven beating them both times. Millersville, number 2. Lock Haven's 3rd in the PSAC East. I don't know. I think Millersville has advantage over Lock Haven right now. Yes. Millersville beat Lock Haven, so that's why they're ahead of Lock Haven. But you would think that East Stroud... Okay, well, let's see. Did East Stroudsburg beat Millersville? Okay, yeah, they did by 21. Okay, so, yeah, I guess East Stroudsburg, since they have advantage over Millersville, and Millersville has advantage of Lock Haven, that's how the standings go. I think. I don't know. East Stroudsburg 20-3 on the season. Millersville 19-4. Lock Haven 16-6. Fourth place, Westchester 15-9 on the season, 12-6 in conference play. Shepherd in fifth at 10-13. They're pretty much going to lock up the 5 seed. I think they either need a win or a Shippensburg loss to make the tournament, which is not a surprise. I mean, they're pretty much going to be the 5 seed at this point in the season. 10-13, 7-11 in conference play. Mansfield, congratulations, guys. This win put you back in the tournament right now. 7-16 on the season, 5-13 in conference play. Mansfield's chances of ending its 11-year playoff drought continues, and the plot thickens, as hopefully Mansfield will eventually get into the tournament. Shippensburg, with their loss to Mansfield, drops into 7th place. They got the top 4 teams in the PSAC as their final 4 games. So time's going to tell. Yeah, I think it's doable. I think Mansfield has a shot. Slim shot, but we'll see. Every game's going to matter for Mansfield at this point in the season. Bloomsburg at 3-14 on the season in conference play, 5-18 overall. And then Kutztown is 3-21. They're 2-16 on the season. They are not officially out yet, but they're most likely going to be eliminated come Saturday, if not by next Wednesday for sure. In the West, Gannon and Cal most likely going to be your top 2 seeds in heading into the PSAC tournament, which means IEP will have to travel either to Erie or Cal, depending on where. Most likely Cal. For their quarterfinal matchup if IEP would win the opening round matchup. IEP is the 3 seed. Gannon, I forgot the records. Gannon's 22-2. They're 16-2 in conference play. Cal is 21-3, 15-3 overall in the season. They will not play on set tomorrow, and neither will Westchester. Those are the 2 teams that are not playing in tomorrow. IEP third, 15-8, 12-5 on conference play. SRU is still in 4th, barely. 11-12 on the season, 9-8 in conference play. Seton Hill, with Mercyhurst loss to Edinboro, puts them back in 5th place at 13-10 and 8-9 in conference play. And Mercyhurst drops to 6th at 8-9 on the conference play and 12-13 on the season. Edinboro in 7th at 6-12. Clarion at 5-13 on, and both of them actually have a same identical record on the season, 7-17. But Edinboro has 6-12 record in conference play. Clarion 5-13. Pitt-Johnstown, I'm about 95% sure they are basically eliminated from the tournament. They will not make it to the PSAC tournament for the first time in a couple of years. 6-18 on the season, 4-14 in conference play. Playoffs, if they were today, East Stroudsburg and Millersville still get top 2 seeds. They would advance automatic bids to the PSAC quarterfinals. Lock Haven would host Mansfield, Westchester versus Shepherd. Yeah, that's going to be your 4-5 matchup, most likely, for the time being. As the PSAC tournament begins in about 2.5 weeks from now, we're about 17 days away from the PSAC tournament beginning. Gannon and Cal are top 2 seeds, most likely going to be the top 2 seeds at this point on, unless something crazy would happen. They would get automatic bids. IEP would host Mercyhurst, and SRU would host Seton Hill. IEP will most likely have at least 3 more home games for Ethan Porterfield, and Bryce Radford, and Josh Pedno. Will most likely have 3 more games on home field. The 21st against Seton Hill, the 2nd senior day against Clarion, and then most likely March 4th on Monday, March 4th, when the PSAC tournament begins. They will host, as it stands right now, Mercyhurst in what could be their last game at the Kovalchik Convention Athletic Center complex, barring anything crazy happening like IUP hosting the PSAC tournament in the conference semifinals and final. But time will tell. Another 6-2 day overall. Both games I got incorrect. Mercyhurst again losing to Edinboro, and then East Stroudsburg losing to Lock Haven. Games correct: Mansfield beating Shippensburg, Millersville beating Shepherd, Westchester beating Kutztown, Cal beating Clarion, Gannon beating SRU, barely, and then IEP beating Pitt-Johnstown. Now we look at tomorrow's matchups. Pitt-Johnstown travels to Slippery Rock University. Pitt-Johnstown 6-18 on the season. A loss will automatically get them. Pitt-Johnstown with a loss will automatically be out for the PSAC tournament. They will not qualify. They would be eliminated from the contention of going to the PSAC tournament. SRU is 11-12 on the season, 9-8 in conference play. Every game matters for SRU right now. Clarion traveling to Gannon. Clarion 7-17, 5-13 on this conference play. Gannon 22-2, 16-2 in conference play, ranked 7th in the nation. They're going to probably be a top 5 team at this point in the season heading into the tournament. So it will be huge if someone can beat Gannon in the PSAC tournament. That will really boost their chances of getting into the Atlantic Region tournament. Seton Hill at Mercyhurst. Seton Hill lost by 2 points in the last meeting from the McKenna Center game where Jeff Planutis hit the game-winning 3 and cost me a chance to go 8-0 for that day. But anyways, Mercyhurst 12-13 on the season, 8-9 in conference play. Seton Hill 13-10, 8-9 in conference play. Winner will be the 5 seed more than likely at this point, barring if SRU actually loses to Pitt-Johnstown. Mansfield 7-16, 5-13 in conference play, travels to Millersville. Millersville 19-4, 14-3 in conference play, part of that 3-way race for the top seed in the PSAC East. Lock Haven traveling to Shepherd. Bald Eagles 14-3 in conference play, 16-6 overall. Shepherd 10-13 on the season, 7-11 in conference play. Bloomsburg versus Kutztown. The tankathon continues in the battle of the PSAC East basement. Bloomsburg 5-13 or 5-18, 3-14 in conference play this season. Kutztown 3-21, 2-16 in conference play this season. East Stroudsburg was ranked 10th. They won't be much longer. 20-3 on the season. They're 14-3 in conference play, traveling to Shippensburg, 8-16 with a 4-14 record in conference play. And then let's get into our preview. IEP traveling to Edinboro. No, not Scotland. I wish it was Scotland. Anyways, IEP 15-8 on the season, 12-5 in conference play, ranked 3rd in the PSAC West. Coming off a 22-point win against Pitt-Johnstown. Edinboro is 7th in the PSAC West at 7-17 on the season, 6-12 in conference play. Coming off a 4-point win against Mercyhurst, in which a famous man named James Conner was Arizona Cardinals star running back, was in attendance for this game, which was really cool to see. This is the 189th all-time meeting between these two programs. IEP leads the series 111-77. IEP won 72-60 roughly about a month ago on January 20th at the Kovalchik. Let's look at the 7 key fundamental elements. 7 key elements of Noah's fundamentals of basketball. Again, PSAC standings. Edinboro's offense leads at 74 points per game, ranked 13th in the conference, compared to IEP, who is at 72.3 points per game, ranked 15th. Defensively, IEP, again, has a huge advantage over Edinboro. IEP is allowing only 68.6 points per game. That's 3rd in the conference. Edinboro is allowing 81.2 points per game, ranked 13th. Field goal percentage, IEP is still in the bottom 4, but so is Edinboro. IEP shooting 43.2% as a team, ranked 15th. Edinboro is dead last at 41.3% from the field. 3-point field goal percentage, IEP also has advantage on. They are ranked 11th in the conference at 33.7%. Edinboro is 15th at 32.6%. Free throw percentage, Edinboro is shooting 78% as a team, ranked 3rd. IEP still dead last at 66.1%. Rebounding, Edinboro has a slight advantage at 37.5 rebounds per game. That's ranked 6th. IEP is at 37.1, ranked 9th. Assist to turnover ratio, IEP has a huge advantage on. IEP still ranked 2nd at 1.25. Edinboro in the bottom 4 ranked 15th at 0.84 assists per turnover. Top 3 players. We start off with number 12, Bernie Blunt. He is by far their number 1 scorer. If you take the number 2 scorers points per game average, you'd still be about just a little under half a point per game less than Bernie Blunt. He's 4th in the conference in scoring at 19.8 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, shooting 33.9% from the floor, 27.3% from 3. Second player on the list is 3, Dante Wilcott, scoring 9.7 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, shooting 42.3% from the floor and 30.3% from 3. Last player on my list is a guy that I actually have penciled in as my player to watch. Is number 0, Jack Gallagher, the Erie native, and former McDowell High School graduate. Has scored 8.9 points per game. He's tied for 22nd in the conference in rebounds at 5.8, shooting 42% from the floor and 44.4% from 3. He's only taken 18 3-point attempts and has hit 8 of them heading into tomorrow's matchup. IEP's top 3 is led by my man, Ethan Porterfield. EP is 2nd all-time in scoring in program history, and he has been on a tear in his last 2 games. 31 points on Saturday's loss against Gannon, and then 33 in Wednesday's performance against Pitt-Johnstown. He's 5th in scoring at 18.9 points per game, tied for 2nd in rebounds at 9.0, shooting 46.6% from the floor and 36.8% from 3. He's a guy that has definitely been improving in the last couple weeks, and he's been a major player and why IEP has been having a pretty good season this year. Secondly, the G-Wagon, number 1, Garvin Clark, is 10th in the conference in scoring at 17.9. He's 9th in conference play in rebounds at 7.2, shooting 43% from the floor and 27.2% from 3. Last player on the list is 14, Bryce Radford. The Beckley, West Virginia native is scoring 12.7 points per game, 0.8 rebounds, shooting 39.1% from the floor, and exactly 40% from 3. Now, with that being said, we look at the 3 keys of the game. And don't worry, because I decided to make him Scottish themed because, yes, I am Scottish, as you may know. Number 1, don't get trapped by the bagpiper. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just started throwing stuff at the window, hoping it would stick. So yeah, don't get just because Edinboro is 7-17 on the season. They beat Mercyhurst, a team that we lost to in double overtime. So yeah, and Edinboro's actually been playing pretty decent on home court this season. I mean, they've had some pretty big wins on home court. They beat Pitt-Johnstown. They have some good quality wins this season. So definitely do not be fooled by the bagpiper. Number 2, keep winning games, laddie. IEP finally winning its first game in approximately 2 weeks. They were due for a win. They definitely needed this win, and they definitely did deserve to win over Pitt-Johnstown. They just got to keep winning. We got 5 games left in the season. Every win is crucial. Every game is crucial. Every game's a must-win at this point in the season. 3, it's a wee fun to see EP make history. Like I said, he's 2nd all-time in scoring. He will most likely stay there for the formidable time. Hopefully he will continue to score a lot of points and make history as he tries to make history, become IEP's all-time leading scorer, which would be absolutely insane to think about. But he's 5th in 5th in rebounds. You look at his numbers from his previous game. So he's already 5th in rebounds. He's still 3rd in blocks. He's at 835 career rebounds, 217 career threes, 660 career field points made, which is third all time. He's 2 behind Derek Freeman. He only needs 2 to pass Derek Freeman for second all time. So he went from 5th to 3rd in the span of 1 game. Career blocks, he's at 157. Still needs only 6 more to pass Darrell Webb for first all time. It would be interesting to see if IEP can prevail and get another big win on the road tomorrow at Edinboro at the Macomb Fieldhouse. With that, let's look at our prediction. Who I have winning tomorrow's games. We have 8 games on the schedule. Another 6-2 performance from Wednesday. That's the 4th straight time I've gone 6-2. So maybe another good day will happen tomorrow. 748 winning percentage still has not changed. 107-36 on the season. Let's look at my predictions. Pitt-Johnstown at SRU. I'm choosing SRU. Clarion at Gannon. This is my lock of the day right here, ladies and gentlemen. Gannon over Clarion. This is not going to be a hard decision to pick. I was like, this is an easy decision. Mercyhurst at Seton Hill. I'm going with the team that won by 2 points in the previous matchup. It's at MAC. I'm picking Mercyhurst to beat Seton Hill. Mansfield at Millersville. As much as I would love to see Millersville make the tournament, I'm still picking against them. I'm picking Millersville. This is an easy pick. 19-4 and they're 14-3 in conference play. It'll be interesting to see that 3-team race because I actually have all 3 of the teams that are tied for first in the PSAC West winning in tomorrow's matchups. Lock Haven at Shepherd, picking Lock Haven. Bloomsburg at Kutztown. I think Bloomsburg won the first matchup by 2 points. I'm sticking with Bloomsburg in this matchup. East Stroudsburg at Shippensburg, picking East Stroudsburg. Hopefully we'll see a 3-way tie with 4 games left in the season at 15-3 in conference play. That would be crazy to think about. That it might come down to the last game of the regular season to determine who gets the 1 seed. Then IEP and Edinboro. If you look by the box score, the 7 key elements, IEP has 4 out of 7 defense, field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, and assist to turnover ratio. Edinboro has advantage on rebounds, free throw percentage, and their offense. But IEP, I think, is easily going to win this game. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher than we may expect. I mean, it was only a 12-point win the first time they met. I think IEP is going to win this game on the road. They're going to keep finding ways to win games, and this is where IEP is going to be coming down to the second half, this final 5 games of the season. Every game is crucial, and IEP has to keep winning their games. So I'm picking IEP to beat Edinboro. I think it's going to be a close matchup, but I think IEP has a good chance of winning this game. With that being said, I hope you all enjoy your weekend. And I will see you guys back here on Wednesday for the recap of the game against Edinboro, and then we'll look at our preview for a matchup on Wednesday with Seton Hill, which will be Veterans Night at the Kovalchik Convention and Athletic Complex. Thank you all for joining. I'm Judge Noah Sitbauer from my office here at the PCBC. We will see you all later, and have a great weekend.